Good morning, friends. It's Terrific Tuesday. Are you excited? I am excited. Another new week coming up. So, this week, or today, I should say, I am working on the Mirage blanket. I got to get my yarn out here. I hope everybody had a fabulous Memorial Day. Come on. I'm having trouble with my cutting this morning. I got to get this yarn out so we can do some work here. Anyhow, I had a great weekend. My sister-in-law has been here visiting. She's asleep this morning. She's snoozing. She likes to sleep in. Of course, me being the early bird, here I am with all of you guys, working my magic. And anyhow, had a great weekend. I hope you guys did too. She'll be going back home today, but it really was a good time. We had kind of some weather. We got some rain. Hey, Gen X, good morning. Where is my remote for this? I need to turn this off. I'm roasting here. Okay, there we go. So I have been working on this modern granny blanket. And what we're going to do today is we're going to add a border. So I'm working with two different colorways. The tan color that I'm working with here is Aran. And the blue color is Mirage. Hey, Cindy, good morning. Cece, how are you? Maria is in the house. Veronica, Jody, good morning. Good morning, friends. Karen, how are you? So this colorway is Mirage. And today I'm going to be working the crab stitch. I feel like this might be a little too close to me. Hang on, let me adjust a little bit here, folks. There we go. That's a little better. I got to have room to work here. You know, Valblocks, good morning. How are you? So I'm working with the colorway Mirage, and I want this to be kind of like a good for guys, good for gals kind of blanket. So when I do these, instead of putting like a ruffle on them, I prefer to do a crab stitch. And a crab stitch is a very simple, easy border. And we're going to do that today. So kind of exciting. If I could get my yarn unknotted here. Having some technical difficulties, I suppose. You know how it is. Okay. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to start in the corner with a slip knot. How's my screen looking? Can everybody see? Can everybody see this morning? Um, let's see here. Okay, so into the corner here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a single crochet. Now, the way the crab stitch works is normally when I crochet, we work from right to the left, right? We go in this direction. With the crab stitch, you actually work in reverse. So it kind of looks different, but we're going to crochet this direction. So we're going to go backwards. Cindy, how are you? Good morning. Mama Wheeler is here. Hey, Mom, good morning. Sparkly Witch in the house. How are you, friend? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards into that first stitch, and I'm going to draw up a loop, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through two. Again, backwards into that first stitch or the second stitch now, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. Now this will start to come together a little better once we get a little more on our hook going this morning. Draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. Okay, again, working backwards under those two loops, grab up a loop. So this is what is also called the reversed single crochet. Caroline, how are you, friend? Good morning. Hope everybody had a fabulous Memorial Day. We had a very low-key, relaxed kind of Memorial Day. All right, so you can see we're starting to take shape here. We're going to have these little twisties all the way along. So this is a very flat border. just gives a nice little pop of color and a finished edge on this guy. Really, really cute. Hey, Chantel, good morning. Teresa, how are you, friend? Hope everybody's having a great day. Did y'all get your coffee or tea or whatever beverage you like in the morning or afternoon, depending on where you're watching from? Look at how that's starting to take shape. Can you see it? Really, really cool. This is called the crab stitch. Okay. Hey, Kelly, good morning. How are you? This is what it looks like on the back. Okay. So again, let's continue on here. All I do is I pull my hook back. I go under both loops, draw up a loop. So now we have two, and yarn over and pull through two. Again, go under both loops, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. Just woke up, got to get my face on before coffee. All right. All right, Sparkly Witch. You can do all the things, right? For me, I wake up and just start crocheting, and then I do all that after the fact. But that's the benefit of working from home. I have 30 minutes after I hop off to kind of get my you know what together before I have to go to work. I just love how this stitch looks. It's so simple, but yet it's kind of like elegant, you know? Hey, Joan, how are you? Good morning. So again, I pull this loop back, put my hook under both loops. I'm going under the front loop and the back loop of this stitch, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. Move to the next and repeat. Cindy, thank you so much for the heart me this morning, becoming the 77th member of the fan club. Thank you, thank you. Karen, how are you? I made a little crab stitch sticker for the mods to use when everybody's asking what stitch we're doing this morning. I thought he looked pretty cute. Did you guys see the little crab stitch for all the subscribers? Gloria, thank you for the heart me. Wait. Somebody was working on something. Crab stitch. Chantel started working on the second front panel of my cardigan. Awesome. You're making progress, my friend. How great. Anvil is here this morning. Cheryl with the crab sticker. If you guys didn't notice, I like making stickers. I think they're a lot of fun. So every week I'm making new stickers as they come to me. Next week, I'm going to have a fabulous sticker. Fabulous, fabulous. So, the folks that are posting the stickers, those are uh, folks that are subscribed to my channel. And there's no pressure to subscribe, but as a thank you, we do a little subscriber giveaway once a month, and that is going to be on Thursday. So, mods, you'll have to remind me on Thursday. We'll do it at 8 a.m. Central Time. And this month's giveaway is a $25 gift card to Amazon. So, a couple more days to subscribe if you want to get in on that giveaway. Again, no pressure. I just want you guys to come and enjoy and relax and have coffee and some crochet chatting. Queen 530 is here. How are you? It's terrific Tuesday, Queen. Are you ready for another week? I know I am. We had a great weekend here. My sister-in-law is here from Pensacola. My niece had a birthday party for her daughter. So I guess it's my is it a grand niece when it's your niece's daughter? Because I'm not a grandma. I think it's a grand niece. Sparkly Witch says I have stickers now. So much fun. So anyhow, there was a big birthday party down in Birmingham on Saturday. My husband and I didn't go. It's about would have been about a, I don't know, 2 hour drive down there. And it's more for the kids, you know. But my sister-in-law went. It's her daughter and granddaughter. And she stayed in a campground down there in Birmingham. She wanted to get some of the outdoors, and I told her, I said, you're always welcome to stay here because if we start getting weather, it gets kind of miserable out, gets a little humid and everything. And so Queen said that would be your great niece. Thank you, my great niece. So it was her fourth birthday. Fourth birthday. Thank you guys so much for the taps this morning. Almost to 2,000 already. Everybody's tip tapping away. So, anyhow, she got there. She spent Friday night in the campground, pitched a tent, and it was beautiful Friday night. Nice weather. Marcia said, I like the crab stitch, but I don't like it, doesn't like me. Uh oh, Marcia. I do have another little trick. There's another creator that you guys all know that we love, Miss Maggie, who goes live. I know a lot of you guys follow Maggie. She does a little variation of the crab stitch, and I will show you. I call it the Maggie twist. I call the stitch the Maggie twist, and it's a really, it looks almost like this crab stitch. Here's what the back is looking like, guys. We'll go over some of these stitches some more so you guys can kind of see it. But there's the back. This is the front. Very nice, simple edging. Very, very easy. Just puts a little bit of color, not too roughly and girly. It's just very subtle. This allows the kind of the center of your blanket or whatever you're working on to kind of be the show, the star of the show. Hey, Kim, good morning. It's great for like dishcloths if you're doing dishcloths or pot holders, or I think even a coaster. You could get that nice little, if you're working a circle, you could have this kind of as your edge to kind of hold the cup. So lots of possibilities. Vicky said I did the Maggie stitch on this last baby blanket. Yes, indeed, the Maggie twist. The Maggie twist. So, would y'all like to see the Maggie twist? Some people don't feel comfortable with the crab stitch because you are working in the opposite direction. For me, it just kind of took some practice. So, what I do is I pull my hook backwards and then I put it under the two loops. So, instead of working this direction, I'm actually working this direction. So, I put it under the two loops. I grab up a loop, so now we have two, and then I yarn over and pull through two. The crab stitch is also called the reverse single crochet. And as I mentioned, a lot of people don't feel comfortable working in this direction. So the Maggie twist, or the Maggie helicopter, yes. Thank you, Mom. Mom's keeping me. The Maggie helicopter. Let's pause right here and let's do the Maggie helicopter. Yes, reverse single crochet, crab stitch is what I'm doing this morning, Catherine. So let's get some other yarn here. Let's see what I've got in my little sack. Let's do this pretty pink because we've got it in the scrap basket. All right, let me get a couple of stitches here on my work and I will show you guys the Maggie helicopter. Maggie said this isn't her stitch, but I'll tell you what, it's for me, it's always going to be the Maggie helicopter. Uh, Irregardless of what she says. I know she didn't create it or whatever, but okay, so let me get a couple single crochets here on my work just to kind of get us started. So the way that Maggie does her stitch is she draws up a loop, okay, and she pulls these up kind of tall. So you've got some room here. Then what you do is you twist your hook around, then you yarn over and pull through two. Go into the next stitch, draw up a loop. Again, pull it up nice and tall. You got to have room here to make this twist work, okay? But you can see why I call it the helicopter. It's like the hook is going around like a helicopter propeller. Yarn over, pull through two. Let's do a few more of these so we can kind of see them side by side. Again, pull it up tall. Do our little helicopter maneuver. Yarn over, pull through two. Into the next. Pull up nice and tall. Give that helicopter a twirl. Yarn over, pull through two. Gen X Girl, thank you for the basketballs. How are you? Leah is in the house. Leah, I'm sorry I missed your lives this weekend. As I mentioned to some of our friends here earlier, my sister-in-law is here from Pensacola and she'll be leaving today, but we've had just kind of girl time chatting it up. Mr. Wheeler went out to his shop and hung out there and gave us time just to relax and kind of catch up and do all the things, do all the girl things. So here we go again. So this is what I call the Maggie helicopter. So again, it looks very, very similar to the crab stitch that I'm working on this morning. This is what the back looks like. So again, extremely similar in the back. Let's look at these side by side if I can get them to line up with each other here. So this here is the crab stitch, the reverse single crochet. And this here is the Maggie helicopter. I don't know what the official name of it is, guys. Chantel said, what type of edging should I put on with velvet yarn? Oh, Chantel, that is a really good question. I honestly do not know. I have not worked with velvet a whole lot. Leah, thank you for the basketballs. Appreciate that. Let me get us something fresh set up here. Did everybody have a nice Memorial Day? Did you did you do all the things? Did you go to the pool? Did you go swimming? Did you relax? Did you have some barbecue? Did you remember to thank the men and women who served? All those things. I think I may have messed up that gift goal. I don't know. I hope you all had a fabulous time. Yes, it's a party in here. Queen said, I'm coming to consciousness. Chantel went camping. Leah said, I was at the pool all weekend. Nice, nice. Um, we like the Maggie helicopter name, maybe considered a modified crab. Yes, so this is the Maggie helicopter. So if you don't like working from left to right, you could do, now these are just single crochets here, but this stitch right here is what I call the Maggie helicopter. It's a modified crab stitch. So you can work from right to left. Harper went camping as well. Let me pull this back out, guys, and then we're going to resume with the crab stitch. I can revisit the Maggie helicopter in a little bit here for those that are interested in that. Work a variety of stitches. Kim said it rained here. Kim, we got a lot of rain too. So I didn't finish my sister-in-law story. So she went to the kids' party Saturday, and we got rain Saturday, and then it was sunny, and boy was it humid. It was like 80 something humidity, 80% humidity. And I had told my sister, I said, don't feel like you have to stay there in the tent. You can always come stay with us. And so anyhow, I got a call about, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock on Saturday night, and she said, is the Wheeler Hotel open? I said, Wheeler Hotel is always open for you, sister. So anyhow, she said she pitched her tent right in the, she didn't even, she took out the poles and just shoved the tent in the back of her Jeep. And she was here by 10 o'clock, and we stayed up till midnight just chatting Saturday night. And that's very late for me, guys. I go to bed very early. We get up very early. Rachel is in the house. Good morning, Rachel. Friends, if you are not following Miss Rachel Crochets, she is fabulous. She is absolutely fabulous. She goes live Monday. She was on yesterday, Mondays and Fridays in the morning. So she's kind of taken that time slot when I'm not on, which is a big relief to me, because I'll tell you what, I'm not a Monday morning person. I'm a morning person, but there's something about Mondays that I'm just like, I don't know. It's a mental thing. So anyhow, Rachel has been coming on in the mornings, Mondays and Fridays, and then of course in the evenings she's on a lot of days too, making blankets, lots of amigurumi. So if one of the mods could pin Rachel up there, I don't know if the whole pin feature is working this morning, but give my gal a follow. She is fabulous, and she's going to be doing lots of pickles. She's got uh, a pickle fest coming up. For those that don't know, she makes this really cute amigurumi. You'll have to watch her to see it, or look on her channel. But it's called the Anxious Pickle and Anxious Corn little amigurumi. It's the cutest thing. And anyhow, she's got a festival coming up, the Pickle Fest, and she's going to be making lots of amigurumis, I would suspect, up until that event. So she has time to make stuff for sale basically. So anyhow, it's pretty cool. Okay, let me see here. I need to. Shelly said, barbecue with kids and grandkids. First time seeing your channel. Love the stitch. Shelly, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you found me this morning. It's not just about me here in the little crochet land. We have a fabulous group of friends here, and I come on live at 7:30 Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. And my name is April, and I'm a hobby crocheter. But I appreciate you finding us and giving me a follow. Thank you so much for that. Very, very excited to have all of our new friends popping by, along with all of the OGs that are here. They just make it so much fun. Fun place to chat, have your coffee. If you're in the afternoon where you're at, whatever afternoon, evening beverage you prefer. But for me, I'm over here in Alabama and it's early. It's early this morning. It's almost 8 a.m. So I've got my coffee and just kind of chilling. Cindy, this is the modern granny blanket that I made. Now, I know a lot of people are interested in the modern granny. This is a rectangle blanket. So I started in the middle here. You can see, and I've just gone around and around and around. So this was my very center. I'm using a size I9 hook this morning, and I'm using two different colors of yarn. I just alternated the colors. This tan color is the colorway Aran. It's Red Heart Super Saver, and the pretty blue and tan. I just love this. Is the colorway Mirage. And it's so anyhow, today I'm just putting a little border on it. Now, for those that are interested in making a modern granny in the rectangle, I'm starting a brand new one tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7:30, we're going to be making a brand new modern granny, and I'm going to be using pink and teal and white. Really, really pretty colors. So I'm excited. This blanket that I made here is 35 by 45 size, and it is considered a wheelchair size blanket. This is for donation. And the one that I am going to start tomorrow also is going to be wheelchair size. And it's going to be a rectangle shape. Now, the modern cranny, you can make a square blanket with this as well. But when I make them for wheelchair, I need them to be rectangle, 35 by 45. So one side is longer than the other. So we start the center a little different than if you had a square shape. But I love the modern granny. For me, it works up very quickly. And I think when I timed myself, it took about 7 hours to make wheelchair size. So I can make one if I sit here and crochet all day. I can make one up rather quickly. And I kind of always have one going. I do have another one in the works. Y'all want to see this one? I started this one, I guess Saturday night. I started this while I was chatting with my sister in law. But this is the next modern, one of the next modern grannies I have on my hook. So black and this color is oh gosh, what is it? It's red heart, red heart black, and red heart. Oh, I know, I've got my yarn right here. I guess I could just look. Bright lights, I think. Bright lights. Bright light. Black light. It should be bright light, right? Like the little gremlins. Bright light, bright light. Anyhow, so that is one that I have going. If I finish the edging on this blanket this morning before time runs out, I'll switch over to this one. But the thing with the modern granny, it's kind of hard to see on this black, but you can really see it on the tan blanket that I'm working on. So the reason why it is different than like a continuous granny square is in between the um, these are granny clusters where you do your three double crochets. So normally when if you're doing it like a continuous granny, you would be placing this stitch in between this cluster, right? Like if you're doing a granny square. And what we do instead of one row of granny clusters on top of each other, we actually come back and add a row of chain with a single crochet in between the clusters. And what this does is it allows these granny clusters to stack on top of each other. So it just gives it a totally different look than just your regular granny as they're stacking up. It makes it very nice and uniform, and it just really looks, um, it's kind of fun. It gives it a nice, fun, different look. So it's really easy to do if you can do a chain stitch. Sorry, this tablet is getting away from me here, folks. Got to be able to read these comments. So both of these, the black light that I have in my lap that I just showed, this one, and I'm starting a new one tomorrow. The black light, I'm probably like halfway through with it. So what I'm doing with this blanket today, if you're just hopping on, I am doing a crab stitch border. So this is a very elegant, simple, very easy border. And it's called the crab stitch. It's also called the reverse single crochet. This is the front. This is what it looks like on the back. So again, very nice and flat. Nothing too ruffly or girly. It's really nice if you're going to do like kitchen type stuff. So if you need to make a pot holder or maybe like a coaster, it's really, really pretty edging. So the way that I do the crab stitch, normally when I crochet, I work from right to left. Okay, so I work in this direction here. With the crab stitch, I am actually working the opposite direction. I'm working from left to right. So the way I do this is I pull this stitch kind of down, and then I put my hook under the two loops of this stitch. So again, working along here. Then I grab up a loop. So now we have two, and then I yarn over and pull through two. So what it does is it puts this little twisty action on your yarn. No problem, Leah. Rosalie became the 79th member of the fan club. Thank you for the heart me, Rosalie. Appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for all of the screen taps this morning and all of the gifts. Y'all knocked out that first goal so fast. I was amazed. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend. It's always hard to come back to work after a 3-day weekend. So hopefully my customers take it easy on me today. We shall see. We shall see. So again, uh, work into the next stitch here, slide my hook under both loops, grab up a loop and yarn over and pull through two. This is called the crab stitch. Really, really simple border to do, and it works very quickly. This is the first side of this blanket. So you guys are going to see this a lot as I'm working along here. Kind of a relaxed live, not so much stitch talk. Tomorrow we'll have more stitch talk just because I'm starting a brand new one of the blankets. But again, it's a pretty relaxed. So here we have the corner. I'm going to do a single crochet with the corners, guys. I just kind of wing it and see what feels right. So I think I'm going to try to put 3 crab stitches in here and let's just see how it looks. I swear every time I do this, it's a little different. Okay, but I want to get enough stitches in here to kind of round this corner. So I'm feeling like 3 might be the magic number there. I don't have a lot of room in my lap. It's hard when I've got these blankets kind of in finishing mode here. Okay, so now I'm going to work into the next stitch here and let's see how this goes around the corner if we like what's happening here. And then I'll explain this stitch some more. Sparkly Witch said, how did you get started with donating blankets? So I have been crocheting for 41 years. I learned when I was 9 from Mama Wheeler, who you guys all know and love in the chat here. I learned from my mom and my grandma. What do you think of this corner? You think this is good? I kind of like it. I think it works good. It's not too pointy, kind of nice, subtle rounding. I think I'm going to go with it. I think it looks pretty good. This stitch got a little crossed up, but there we go. That's better. That looks good. Yeah, Shan. Hey, good morning, Shan, by the way. I love the border. It's so simple yet elegant. Exactly. This is a great border for baby blankets, too. I know a lot of people have used it for that. What I'm working today, guys, is the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet, and I'm putting an edge on this blanket that I've been working on. So, back to the question of how I got started with donating blankets. So, when you have been crocheting as long as I have, and as long as some of you guys have, the challenge is bye, Rachel. Have a great day. Have a good day at work. Thanks for popping by. Appreciate it. Thanks for the roses. Grammy Juju, thank you for the heart me. Um, there's only so many things you can make for yourself or your family before your family is like, please stop giving me stuff. I don't need any more hats. I don't need any more scarves. I live in Florida, for Pete's sake. I don't need this stuff, right? That's kind of a dramatization, right? But you get the point, right? And there's only so many blankets I can have around my house. And so, what I started doing, my sister in law, who is here visiting, you guys have heard me talk about her a lot. I love her to pieces. She's still in bed this morning. She might be watching, but she's a late sleeper. She's a lot of times works second shift. And when she comes to my house, it's just a nice, relaxed, it's like a little mini vacation for her. So we let her sleep and do her thing. But she is a NICU nurse down in Pensacola. And so I started making baby blankets and I donate those down to the NICU. And they have a blanket program. So they give them to the families that are there in the NICU waiting for their babies to get through all of the things that they're going through. So the NICU is, what is it called? The Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. Is that right for all you medical folks out there? Correct me if that's wrong, but it's babies that have to have a little extra care before they can go home. And so anyhow, it's just a nice thing. So I got started doing the baby blanket donation, and there are lots of places you can donate baby blankets to. Another great one is Project Linus. There's a link in the link tree, but most of your um, um, you know like hospitals and stuff, a lot of them have blanket programs. Okay, but if you want to donate to Project Linus, there's a link on the link tree. So anyhow, from there, this past year, my father, a lot of you guys know this, not Papa Wheeler. Papa Wheeler's my stepdad, who's married to Mama Wheeler, but my biological father passed away in December. And he was an Army vet. And at the end, it was cancer that got him. And he spent a lot of time in his later years at the VA center. And so one of the things I liked to do was make blankets to donate for veterans. And just like um, I know there's hospice ones, but mine go to more of like independent and assisted living facilities. And Catherine said, "Hi, I hang out with you here. You're a great help to me in recovery from a severe accident." Oh, Catherine, I hope you have a speedy recovery. Thank you for hanging out. This is why I do this. It's just to hang out and chat with friends, maybe inspire and spread a little morning cheer, if you will. And so, what I thought for 2025 is I would like to donate one wheelchair sized blanket to a veteran or just like an in care facility in his honor, in his memory. He was very proud of the fact that I was doing it for the veterans. And so there is a link on the link tree on my page here. Um, the place that I am donating to is affiliated with Warm Up America, and it's called Sabre Healthcare. And I put the spreadsheet. They are always looking for wheelchair sized blankets, veterans blankets. If you are into making shawls, I think there's a whole section of shawls where you can donate. And Warm Up America is based in Texas, and I'm in Alabama. So that is a far way for me to ship, and the shipping costs get a little expensive. And I am pretty rural where we're at. So there's not like a lot of nursing homes, care facilities here in my immediate area. I would have to, drive like an hour over to Huntsville probably to find a facility. But Sabre Healthcare has a lot of facilities based here in kind of the Northeast. So Pennsylvania, Virginia, the Carolinas. They don't have any specifically here in Alabama, but for me to ship to, say, Carolina or Virginia, it's not that far. So I thought it would be a little more economical. So that is why I am doing so many wheelchair blankets this year. Is my goal is a minimum of one a month. So this will be part of that donation. And I need to photograph a lot of them so I can put them on my page. And I have a lot of tails to weave in. So it's just kind of my way to give back and honor my father and kind of pay it forward. And it makes me feel good. You know, It just is kind of, and it's a great place so I can continue to crochet and make lots of things and kind of send them out. Now, I did a bunch of soap sacks as well, and those go to. There's lots of places. There's probably places in your area that would accept donated blankets, homeless facilities, independent and assisted living facilities. I believe any type of VA center would accept blankets. You would have to talk to your local facility. Battered women's shelters. Also, if there's like devastating events like natural disasters, I think, they take blankets as well for those that have been displaced from their homes that are kind of, you know, trying to get reestablished. So there are lots of options if you're interested in donating. I would, start in your local area, but if you don't really have anybody immediately close to you, of course, um, you could reach out to Warm Up America. Now, Warm Up America, I put links on the link tree as well for that. One of the things that they do is you can actually make rectangles. I believe, don't quote me on this, they're 7 inch by 10 inch. It might be 7 by 11, and those all go to Texas. And they have a team of volunteers that assemble those squares, and then they distribute those to those in need as well. So if you don't want to make a big blanket, if you're more interested in making, some squares or something, definitely check out Warm Up America as a resource as well. And if you are in the Texas area, I know we have a few friends. I know Texas Whiskey is down there in Texas. Um, so there are possibilities of where to donate. But anyhow, that was a very long way of answering your question. I'm sorry it's not a short answer. I wish it was, but it's not. It's just not a short answer. Karina, welcome back. So I know a lot of our friends here also donate to charity. Now, I do, I do things for the family. When my sister-in-law was here, I had her try on the cardigan that I made. That's one of the presents for her. And anyhow, I had the tote bags out that I worked on, and she goes, "Ooh, I like that tote bag." And I'm like, "Well, it's one of them is for you. You just have to pick. One of them's for Mama Wheeler." So of course, she picked the uh, fun Florida color. So I might need to make another one of those. I have more of that yarn, so that might be on the upcoming live as well. A little market bag. It's the mesh market bag that we worked on a few weeks ago. Make another one of those. Let's see. Sparkly Witch says we love April story time. Well, I'm glad because I got the stories. I got the stories. Catherine, when I do my wheelchair size blanket for the modern granny, let me pull this up so you guys can kind of see it. It's big. It's like I said, we're on the final edge here. Let me see if I can spread this out so you can kind of see what's cooking here. So when I start with a starting chain of 37. Okay. Then I turn my work and I work into the second loop. So I end up with a total of 36 chains, and I work a single crochet back. So all I'm trying to do is like fatten up this center right here. I don't like it as just a chain. Now, there's nothing wrong if you want to do a chain. For me, I prefer this single crochet. I just think it looks nicer. And when you're doing this, the way that you figure out how many chains to do is, and we're going to do this a lot tomorrow, guys. We're going to start from the very beginning of making a new one of these. But in the very end here, the last stitch, I do 3 double crochets, chain two, 3 double crochets, chain two, 3 double crochets. So that becomes like the end of the blanket. And then I skip two in between and I do the cluster in every third stitch all the way along, and I work it that around. So when I do this, the way I calculate it is if I want my blanket to be 35 by 45, you take 45 inches minus 35 gives you 10 inches. So if I go right here, you can see that is 10 inches. So let's say you wanted to do a blanket that was 45 by 50. You would take 50 minus 45. Your starting chain would only be 5 inches because that's more of a square shape, not as big rectangle. Now I could continue crocheting this along. So let's say we wanted to make a 50 by 60 lap blanket, not a wheelchair size, but something you'd have on your couch, right? Again, 60 minus 50 is 10 inches. So what that tells me is I'm at 35 by 45 that I stopped. Had I kept going, this would end up being 50 by 60 if I added more rows. Queen said, I finished another one too, working on another hexicari and virus blanket. Nice. Queen's got all the projects on her hook. I'm sure all of you guys do. What else is everybody else working on? So we're going to do a modern granny tomorrow from scratch for those that want to know how to make the rectangle. It won't be so full in my lap, and we're going to talk through that and work that around. And you guys will definitely uh, be able to see how to start that. Leah is working on the dumpster fire bag. Leah is a knitter, guys. I don't know. Show of hands. Is anybody here a knitter? And if you're looking for a knitting friend, definitely give Leah a follow. Leah goes live um, darn near every day. I watch Leah on her live, and she is knitting. And the other day, she made a little hamburger that was the cutest thing. It had the two buns and the lettuce and the patty and the cheese, and she made it for her kids. One of the teachers at her kids' school. The other thing that she made is a dumpster fire, and it's like an amigurumi that she knitted. And the thing that is amazing to me about Leah is she doesn't have patterns that she follows. It just comes from her brain. And I am always so, so impressed. I said, You're like a genius with this stuff. And she's like, Did you just call me a genius? And I'm like, Yes, I did. Because it's amazing when you can create something like that from scratch. So if one of the mods could pin Leah up there, if you're a knitter or just looking for a fun person to follow, give Leah a follow. Lindsay said, I'm making a one granny square bag for a party favor for my kids' party. Nice, nice. Veronica's working on a virus blanket. Let's see. Hang on. I got to rewind here a little bit. Debbie's working on some koozies. Nice. Rocket Girl is sewing together a Ross Poldark blanket. So many squares. I don't even know what that is, Rocket Girl. I'm going to have to Google that. Debbie said making cup and mug koozies. Crocheting Lover said, I started knitting this month. All right, nice. Cheryl is making soap sacks to donate. Cece is both a knitter and a crocheter. Lauren is working on a king size filet crochet. Wow, nice. King size, that's ambitious. Sleeping stitch. I don't know what that is either. Joni finished the rose bouquet blanket. Oh, Joni, that is on my list. I think I need to do a uh, I really think I need to do one of those blankets, or the bouquet. It's really cool. I don't know if you guys know what the bouquet is, but basically you crochet like a round blanket, okay, and then around the edges you put flowers, and then when you draw it up in the center so that it like falls. Here's an example. This is a star, but basically if it's round like this, you picture around this edge, you would have your flowers, right? I really think this 12 point star could be a flower, uh, anyhow, flower bouquet. You pick it up in the center right here, and it all falls nice. And then you scoop it up like this. I got all these strings. This is a work in progress. And you've got all these flowers that becomes a bouquet. It is the coolest thing. It's all the rage right now. But I really think one of these star blankets could be used for that as well. I might do that. So anyhow, star blanket, for those that are wondering, we're doing a star blanket on Thursday. Thursday's live is a star blanket. I'm going to start from the beginning. This is my first time making a star blanket. This was my tester here. So anyhow, that's what's on deck for Thursday. Sorry if I missed the answer, but how much yarn for the wheelchair blanket? So typically what I do is I get one skein of the variegated red heart. And this, somebody's gonna have to math for me here. This is, where's the 482 yards. And then I use a Red Heart Jumbo, which is even bigger than this. I think the Red Heart Jumbo is 744 yards. So can somebody add 482 and 744? That will get you enough for a wheelchair. So basically, two skeins of yarn. Now tomorrow I'm going to use three different colors, but the math is still the same. I just won't use the full skeins. So 482 and 744 is what you need for the wheelchair size blanket that I'm doing. So Deborah, I hope that helps. Um, Leah said it's a crazy place up here in my noggin. It's a crazy, wonderful place. Candace says she's amazing with her knitting. She absolutely is. Rocket Girl said, look on Ravelry. Okay, definitely will do that. Vicky said, working on a cardigan using the pattern you shared on Thursday. Really? Vicky, the study of snow? That is awesome. So for a wheelchair size blanket, Gen X just posted, you need 1,226 yards. If you're watching over on YouTube, if you're going to make a wheelchair, 1,226 yards. So if you want to make one with me tomorrow, pick out your colors. I'm going to do three colors. Now you can do just two colors. You could do one color. You know, if you have variegated yarn like this, right, where it just goes around and changes colors, you could just use all the same color and it would automatically change. Okay, so whatever yarn you want to use, but this the modern granny is a really really nice pattern. Gen X also said that will vary depending on how your tension is. Absolutely correct. And also your hook size, right? I'm using, this is a 4 medium weight, and I'm using a size I9 hook. Now, everybody crochets a little different. So if you want to be safe and get 1,500 yards just to be safe, that's what I would do. That's why I always have a little extra left over, but typically two different colors will get her done for me. So I had part of this skein left over, and it's in my room where my sister-in-law is sleeping. So I had to get a new skein out. Um, Leah, thank you so much for the lightning bolts. Thank you for the rose as well. I didn't get to see who sent that. Sorry about that. I'm trying to catch up here. Mama Wheeler says working on little duckies. Mama Wheeler's duckies are really really cute. Kimberly making a modern granny in twin size. Nice. Lauren is making filet crochet. Am I saying that right? It is filet crochet, right? Family tree. Very, very cool. So the reason why Mama Wheeler, sorry, squirrel. I'm just going to give it a little another squirrel alert here. You guys keep distracting me. Um, I can't help it. On the cruise ships, when Mama and Papa Wheeler go on the cruise ships, there's this thing where everybody hides little rubber ducks. Has anybody been on a cruise where you've seen this? And my mom is crocheting little ducks so that when they go on the cruise ship, they can hide the little crochet ducks around for people to find. It's just kind of a fun thing that they do on the cruise ship. It's like a hide and seek. It's like the painted rocks. Have you guys ever heard of the painted rocks where people like post little beautiful pictures on rocks or um, little sayings, and then you hide them, and then people come along and find them and they just like brighten their day. Same type of concept with the little ducks. So that's why Mama Wheeler is making the little ducks. Pretty cute. Kimberly reached member level 10. Thank you, Kimberly. Diana's working on a peacock blanket. Granny squares. Nice. Arlene's crocheting a waffle stitch blanket. I have one of those in the works too. I feel like the waffle stitch, it's kind of a yarn eater. Do you think it's a yarn eater, Arlene? I wanted somebody else's opinion. It sure seems like it's going really, really slow and taking a whole lot of yarn. Now it looks awesome. It really looks cool, but it definitely is like taking a while. It's definitely taking a while. Sunflower bouquet blanket. Nice, sparkly witch. I'm definitely gonna have to do that. Let's see. It's a character stitch from the children's cartoon, a sleeping position with a blanket. Interesting. Let's see. I do well to crochet two straight sticks and string baffle me. I'm trying to learn to knit, but I'm struggling, and probably I haven't spent enough time with it. So we'll see. I keep trying, but I'm primarily a crocheter, and that's kind of my comfort zone. I've been crocheting for so long. it's hard to take the time, I think, and discipline to learn something new. Oh my gosh, 43 new messages. Bear with me here, folks. Let me try to catch up. Speedy McLean. You guys are funny. Let's see. Beige definitely goes with sunflowers. This beige that I'm using today, this is the colorway Aran, and I'm really happy with this color. It's really, really pretty. Let's see. Let's see. How do you make that pattern? Cynthia, are you talking about the modern granny pattern? Which one are you talking about? How to make the pattern? Give me a little clue. Dreamcatcher says my sister makes 3D ducks to hide on their cruise. Nice. Alita, I saw your bee this morning. Very, very cute. I made bumblebees, you guys know, the other day on my live. What was it, like 2 or 3 weeks ago? I've lost all track of time, friends. But Alita made one of the little bumblebees and made a video. You can see it on her page on TikTok. Turned out super cute. Thanks for tagging me and sharing that with me. I love seeing when you guys finish something that maybe I've inspired you to make. It's pretty cool. It's a neat thing for me. I love sharing in your excitement about a pattern or something. So let's see. The pattern that I'm making right now is the modern granny, Cynthia, and I'm going to show. I'm working on the border right now. This is the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. So I'm just putting a little edge on this. And I'm going to talk about that stitch in just a moment. I'm really trying to catch up on the comments here. I got a little behind. Melody is making the sunburst granny blanket for her mom. Nice. Let's see. Okay, so the way that I do the reverse single crochet or the crab stitch, normally when I crochet, I work from right to left. I work in this direction. And you can see I'm actually working from left to right. And the way that this stitch works is I have my loop here on my hook. I go and put my hook, I kind of pull it back and I put it under the two loops. Then I draw up a loop. So we have two, and then yarn over and pull through two. So again, I kind of pull this backwards, slide my hook under both loops, grab up a loop and pull it through. So now we have two, and then yarn over and pull through both. Again, pull back, slide it under, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. This is called the crab stitch. It's very easy for if you just want something very subtle on your blanket as a finished edge. I kind of wanted this blanket to be a little more masculine, and I feel like this is kind of a nice stitch for that. It's used a lot for baby blankets sometimes, just a nice finished kind of smaller edge, nothing too roughly. Sometimes you just want something a little simpler. So this is the last stitch here. And now I am to the corner. Okay, so this was our granny cluster. We did 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So right here in the corner, I'm actually going to do 3 crab stitches. So I pull my yarn, go under right in through the space, grab up my loop and pull it up. There's number 1. Go right back down in that space again. Here is number 2, and right back down in that space, number 3. So by doing 3, it's allowing us to go around the corner and kind of give it more of a rounded shape. So again, pull back into the first stitch here, grab up a loop. Now we have 2, and then yarn over and pull through both. So I've got to rotate my blanket here. Okay, and move to the next. Again, pull this back, slide my hook under both loops, and then grab up a loop and yarn over and pull through 2. So this is what it looks like on the back, and this is what it looks like on the front, if you can see that. It's really, really pretty, I think. Nice little subtle stitch. So I think it gives it a nice little twist. Let's see. 3 in the corner feels like it gives it enough edge to pivot. Yeah. So in the corner, I felt like two wouldn't be enough, so that's why I put three. Sometimes these little strands get crossed up. See how that one? I just kind of pull him over. But for the most part, when I'm on the sides, that doesn't happen. So there's our three in the corner. And it just helps us to go kind of around the corner. Now, if you don't feel comfortable, some people find this stitch very difficult. Um, and I think part of it is the mindset because we are working opposite of what you normally work. But for me, it was kind of uncomfortable at first, and now I can put a edge on a blanket like this pretty quickly. Actually, I'm going a little slower on the live so you guys can all see the stitches that I'm doing. Um, but if you are not comfortable, if you try this and you don't like it, the other stitch you could do is what our friend Maggie here does on TikTok. A lot of people follow Maggie Magical Unicorn. And I don't think Maggie's on this morning. She is probably at work. She's had a busy couple weeks, lots of presentations. But what Maggie does is I have dubbed it the Maggie helicopter stitch. And she said it's not her stitch. She saw it somewhere, but she puts that stitch on a lot of her blankets. And it's kind of a reverse single crochet like an alternative. Okay, so let's pause here from our crab stitch and let's take a look at the yes, Leah pinned her there. If you guys want to follow Magical Unicorn Maggie, she is a fabulous creator here on TikTok. I love her to pieces. She comes on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday mornings, and also during the week. She comes on as well, and she's just she's a great time. Fun music, awesome personality. I just love her. It's really a fun time in her lives. So let me get a couple single crochets here going, so we can kind of get set up to do the Maggie helicopter. What it's officially called, guys, I have no idea. Gabby, I'm working on a blanket. I am working on the Modern Granny. You don't have to ask three times. I will get to your comment as soon as I can, okay? So, the way we do the Maggie helicopter is you can see I'm now working from right to left. So, your traditional um, way of working across your work if you are right handed, okay? I'm a right handed crocheter. So, what I do is I go under both loops and draw up a loop. So, now we have two. Now, you pull this up kind of tall. Okay, and what the reason why I call this the helicopter is because what you do is you twist your hook towards you and back away from you. Then you yarn over and pull through both loops. Move to the next stitch, again under both loops. Draw up a loop, pull it up so that you have some room here because when you do this twist, so you can see I'm putting my hook towards me and away from me, spinning around. To me, it looks like a helicopter propeller. Yarn over, pull through two. Into the next, draw up a loop. Again, pull it up tall. Spin your hook around all the way and yarn over and pull through two. We'll do a few more of these so we can look at them side by side. And then you guys can decide which stitch you like best. And either one totally gives it the same kind of effect and look. It's a very simple border, but this is like a modified uh, single crochet, modified reverse single crochet. It's just kind of a different method to get that stitch. And like I said, some people feel more comfortable doing it this way. Okay, so we have a few of these on our blanket now. So let's see if I can, I need one to match up with this. Okay, we're going to look at these side by side so you can see the difference. Okay, so the one in the back is the what I call the Maggie helicopter. Again, it's got the little twisting cable. It's very flat my work. Now these over here are just single crochets. Ignore those. I was just getting myself going. Here is what it looks like on the back. Incredibly close. Look at how close those are. Very, very similar. So either one is a fabulous edging for your blanket. So again, this one right here that I'm officially doing on the blanket is the crab stitch. It is also called the reverse single crochet. And the pink one that we just demoed is what I like to call the Maggie helicopter. If anybody knows the official name of it, definitely give it a shout out there in the chat. How many stitches would you put on for a baby blanket? Cynthia, for a baby blanket, I typically go by size. I try to make my baby blankets between 30 and 36 inches. Carla is here. Good morning, Carla. How are you? Let's see. One second here, guys, as I rewind. Shell stitch is good for the border. Yes, yes, for sure. I love a good shell stitch, and we did that last week on the live. TSL, did you get all of your questions answered? We have fabulous mods here, guys. A lot of times when I'm talking about stitches, I don't get to all the comments. I try very, very hard. Hook and Yarn Creations, good morning. How are you? Texas Whiskey is here in the house. How are you, Shay? Hope you're having a good day. Let's see. Cynthia said, I'm finished with baby blankets. Nice. Okay. Victoria, good morning. I think we have a few Victoria friends. Let's see. Wait, I'm not subscribed anymore. What? Texas Whiskey, it might not have it set up for auto renewal for the subscription, but you still have time. If you want to get in on the subscriber giveaway for the month of May, we are in May, right? Time flies when you're having fun, friends. It's a $25 Amazon gift card. It'll be an e-gift card. Okay. So you will have to give me your email address if you feel comfortable doing that. I'm not going to spam you with a bunch of stuff, guys. It's just my way of saying thank you to all of the subscribers over here on TikTok. We're going to do the subscriber giveaway for the month of May on Thursday, this coming Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Time. So check your subscription. Make sure you're subscribed if you are interested in doing that. Friends, there is no pressure ever to subscribe or send gifts. Just hang out, have coffee, chat with our friends, relax. I just want you to have a good time. That's all. That's all. But there are friends that like to support a little more. And so I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate the gifts. It helps me to buy yarn. And, all of the blankets I make are for charity. So, in a way, you're giving back too. Yes, subscriber giveaway on Thursday, $25 gift card to Amazon. And we have quite a few subscribers. And also, Paula reached level member 14. Paula, very, very cool. Good afternoon. Cynthia said, I am making baby blankets for maternity unit in hospitals. Nice. That is what I like to do too, is baby blankets. I've got a few of those in the works as well. Kelly said, I got Karen Blossom Cake in Yacht Club to make the Study of Snow. It's gorgeous so far. Is Yacht Club, is it kind of like ocean feel? I can't remember which one that is. I don't think well, maybe I have Yacht Club. I can't remember. Thank you for the follow. Friends, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I love having all the new friends. We have a fabulous group here. My name is April, and I'm a hobby crocheter. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. And I do work full time. And I learned to crochet when I was 9. I'm going to be 50 next month. So 41 years of crocheting. And I'm far from being an expert. I learn new things, new stitches every day. I'm learning something new. This weekend, I made a star for the first time. I'm working on that. And so, like I said, I'm always learning new things. I like to come on and kind of just share things from my perspective and talk about stitches and really just kind of inspire people to, crochet, share your projects and all of that. So, that is why I come on live. Kelly said it's like a cream color. I was going for a general neutral for baby blanket. Nice. I love that, those blossom cakes. They're really very soft yarn. It's a very nice yarn to work with. It feels good on your hands. Really, really good on your hands. I did get my shipment from Mary Maxim. I need to make some videos. Once my sister-in-law leaves, I'll have my photography room back. I use the guest bedroom to photograph stuff on the bed in there. It's a king size bed. And so, anyhow, I need to spread out my yarn, but um, I got some of the new variegated yarn, and I'm excited about it for more wheelchair blankets. But the new variegated that they have, oh, not Mary Maxim, Premier. Sorry, Mary Maxim, Premier. It's Premier. The new colors of Premier variegated, they are fabulous. Really, I'm really digging them. So you guys will be seeing some of that come on as well. Also, I got my yarn in Crystal's new yarn. You guys know Crystal at Bag a Day, right? Over on YouTube. She partnered with Mary Maxim and came up with her own yarn. It is called Tonal Hues, Tonal, Tonal Hues. So Thursday, I am going to be working with her new yarn, which is the tonal hues, and it's the colorway garden. It's like a really pretty like green color, and her yarn is what I would consider a gradient yarn. So it goes from light to dark and then back to light and dark again. And I like gradient yarns. One of my favorite gradient yarns to use is Premier. This is an example. You guys have seen me use this before. This is the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted. But the same concept as Crystal's yarn. It goes from light all the way to the dark. I don't have any Crystal's yarn yet next to me. It's also in the yarn room where my sister-in-law is sleeping. The difference, and we can talk about this on Thursday, between like this and Crystal's yarn is the color change is sooner. So basically, it goes from light, and then by the time it gets to about here, it's already turning dark. And then it goes light again and then back to dark. So the color change is definitely quicker. Whereas on this yarn, you have to use a full skein to see that color change. With crystals, you don't have to, it's much quicker. And so that's one of the really neat things I do like about her yarn. But we're going to play around and test that. And I'm going to make a star on Thursday. I figured I'd make like a baby blanket, like a star baby blanket. Let's see. Queen said I made a shawl out of that color. Nice. The tonal hues is really nice yarn. It's soft. It's an anti-pilling. So anyhow, Queen said I'm waiting for my tonal hues order. Yes, Lefty, it is a soft yarn. It's definitely a soft yarn. Vicky said I saw those new colorways on Creative Grandma's channel. Yes, Creative Grandma did some swatches with it. So you can see Crystal's yarn worked up. Crystal also has done a bunch of stuff with her yarn. And you can also see examples on Mary Maxim's site. I'm not affiliated with any of this stuff, guys. It's just, I like to share the information that I have. And you guys can decide, if you want to, go and purchase that. I do think uh, in general, gradient yarns tend to be more expensive. I don't know. I haven't done any math on it to see if crystals like compares to everybody else's as far as the price point. But anyhow, you guys can make the decision for yourself. There's never any pressure here to buy new yarns if you want to watch and see what I'm doing, and then you can decide. But I thought the green was really pretty. So I bought three different colorways. I bought the purple, the green that is it's called garden, it's a soft green, and I also bought like a tannish color, and the tannish color is more pinky. It's kind of like a pinkish tan. So those are the three colorways I got. Let's see. Kelly said I'm also making a star. I'm making one from Yarn Inspirations with Mikey's tutorial. Nice. um let's see. Wednesday, yes, Wednesday we're starting a new Modern Granny. So, friends, the blanket that I'm working on today is the Modern Granny. We're putting a border on it, but the Modern Granny, if I kind of spread this out a little bit, this is a wheelchair sized blanket that is finished. We're putting the final row on it. The Modern Granny, the stitches, the granny stitches stack on top of each other. So the way that you work this pattern is normally when you do it like a continuous granny or a granny square, this cluster of three would actually be here in between, right? They stagger. When you do the modern granny, after you finish your granny row, you come back and you do a chain of 3, and then you do a single crochet in between. Chain 3, single crochet. Then you come back with your granny stitch, and then that allows them to stack on top of each other. Sorry, I'm not holding it very straight to the camera. I kind of crochet sideways so that I can see everything. So that is how I do this. And I'm not putting any chains or anything in between. I am starting a new one of these blankets tomorrow on the live. Okay. It's going to be pink, teal, and white. One second, guys. I got a little tickle in my throat. Okay. So I did the whole blanket. Like I said, this is 35 by 45. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting what is called the crab stitch. This little edging I'm putting on it. It looks like a little twist. This is what it looks like on the back. Very nice, subtle edging I'm putting on this. Okay. Nothing too frilly and girly, just more kind of masculine, plain, but it has a nice little pop of color. This is called the crab stitch. It's also called the reverse single crochet. The way I do this is I have the one loop on my hook. I pull that stitch back and I slide my hook under the 2 bars. So instead of working from right to left like I normally do, I'm working from left to right. Okay. Under the 2 loops, grab up a loop. Now we have 2. Yarn over, pull through both. Okay. Again, pull back under both loops, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. Pull back, slide under both loops. You can see them there, 1 and 2. Grab up a loop. Now we have 2. Yarn over, pull through both. So this puts a very nice, even low profile border onto the blanket. It really allows the blanket to be kind of the star of the show. I've seen this used a lot for baby blankets. Let's see, Kimberly said, are you putting a stitch in the space between the double crochets? No, I'm not. So I just do 3 double crochets, move to the next, and then do 3 double crochets. Marla, the stitch that I'm doing this morning is called the crab stitch. This is also called the reverse single crochet. And I just pull this loop back, slide my hook underneath, grab up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. Somebody asked earlier, and I don't remember, I don't know if the person is still on, but somebody asked about my grippies. If the person is still on who asked about my grippies, let me know if you're still here and I'll give you the rundown on that. Um, I saw that comment and I meant to answer, and I think a squirrel ran by. What can I say? I got distracted. I didn't get a chance to answer. Yes, the reverse single crochet. So it's just called a single crochet. We're just doing a single crochet, but we're doing it in the opposite direction. So again, pull back, slide my hook under both loops, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. And I just am repeating that all the way around. I think we're on to our last side here. And I think I still have more time this morning. So I will definitely be, I'm going to switch to a different blanket that I've got here in my lap, and we'll work on that one until it's time for me to go to work. Dang squirrel. That's right. These squirrels. Speaking of squirrels, for those of you that watch my wildlife cams over on YouTube, you may have noticed our bird feeders have become overrun with grackles. Grackles are big, lots of seed eating birds. They kind of have like an iridescent blue look to them. And Gen X, thank you for the heart me and for the lightning bolt. Appreciate that. Um, they've kind of taken over my feeders. And so I have made the decision when this last bag of seed runs out, I am going to take a couple weeks off from my bird feeders and let them go kind of dry. Thank you so much. you guys, so many gifts this morning. I appreciate that. Marla, thank you for the lightning bolts. Gen X, thank you so much. And I think I saw Hannah in on some action there. Gen X reached member level 20. Woot woot. Friends, if you are sending gifts and commenting, make sure you on TikTok up here are clicking on the little heart and collecting your gifts, okay? They used to auto collect, and a while back they started that you have to collect them. So make sure you're getting your member gifts up there. Um, you don't have to send gifts, but wanted to learn how to do that stitch on the blanket you're doing. Cynthia, are you talking about the crab stitch or the middle part? Which one are you doing? Vicky, thank you for the budding hearts. Marla with the hurt me. Hannah, thank you so much for the lightning bolts. Here we are to the corner. Uh, how say you started this, or is there a video? I will show you how to start this. Okay, 2 seconds here. Let me go around the corner. I am starting one of these new blankets from scratch tomorrow. This is the modern chevron that I'm doing. Okay, we're going to start a brand new one of these. This one is finished. All I'm doing today is I'm doing the crab stitch, also called the reverse single crochet. I'm doing a little border on this. If you want to know how I'm doing the crab stitch, I can start a new one here. In the corner, I'm doing 3 of the crab stitches. Level 15, Vicky. Such a beautiful cake celebration. Okay, here is number 3. So in the corner, I do 3 of the crab stitches. That allows me to go around the corner. And then I'm going to continue on. Let's do a few of these and kind of get this locked in. And then I will show you with some different yarn the way that I am doing this stitch if you want to see from the beginning. Okay, so let me stop here. Let's say we were starting the crab stitch from the very beginning. Now, if I was working this, I would start uh, in the corner right here. Okay, I would start right here. Obviously, I've got stitches there, so I'm not going to start. I'm going to start over here. Now, you don't have to start in the corner. But basically, in that corner, I do a single crochet like this. So envision this is over here. Okay. Now, normally with your crochet, you work from right to left. Instead, I'm going to work from left to right. So if I was just getting started, I just pull this stitch back, slide under both loops, and then grab up a loop. And then we have 2. There's 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. And I just work backwards this way. But that is how I would start it. Okay. If you're looking, your time is not my time. Uh, Sorry, I'm not understanding, Cynthia. um, okay, so here we go. Again, pull back, slide under both loops, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now we have 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. Reset gift goal. Wow. Okay, you guys knocked that out of the park. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the screen taps. We're almost at 30,000, 28,000 this morning. You guys are tapping away over there. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's do some heart puffs. Get a little love in the house. Okay, again, pull back, slide under both loops, grab up a loop. Now we have 2, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, so I'm just working in this direction here, working along the edge. Again, this is called the crab stitch. Now, if you want to know how to make the modern granny blanket, that's the body of this blanket. I'm starting one of these from scratch tomorrow at 7:30. She's saying the time for you isn't in her time zone. She's in a different time zone. I am 7:30 Central Time. Okay, so right now it is 8:45 Central Time for me. So I've been on for an hour and 15 minutes today. Okay, tomorrow I will be on at 7:30 Central Time. Okay, so you have to match up your time zone. But I've been on for an hour. An hour and how long have I been on? 7:30. Yeah, an hour and 15 minutes I've been on. Uh, Kia, thank you so much for the heart puffs. Wow, that was fast. I appreciate that. Let me reset up another one here. I set these up. You guys are just knocking them down as fast as I can set them up. How about that? Did everybody have a fabulous Memorial Day? If you're here in the US, did you have a nice little day off from work, possibly? I know I had one. My sister-in-law is here. Yes, it's 8:45 Wheeler time. Cynthia lives in the UK or Europe. 2:45. So Cynthia, tomorrow I will be on. Subtract off an hour and 15 minutes. So if it's 2:45 now, I would be on at 1:30 tomorrow. Okay, 1:30 your time. Does that help you? Deborah, I'm using a size I9 hook this morning. I9. Wow, did you guys already do that one again? I'm going to have to do more than 50. Thank you so much for the gifts, you guys. Y'all, what are you doing to me over here? You're making me blush. Appreciate all of the gifts and love. I really wish they would bring back the squirrel. Okay, can I just say, TikTok, please bring back the squirrel. Mama Wheeler or April Wheeler over here. We need the squirrel as one of our little prizes, gifts, whatever you want to call it. We definitely need the squirrel. There's a sword. Oh, I missed that. I'll have to do that next. I totally missed the sword. I saw there's a basketball. It must be what I'm not really I played basketball in high school, but is it the championships right now for basketball? Maybe that's why they have basketball. What is that called for basketball? The playoffs. Football is called the Super Bowl. Is it Final Four? Is that basketball, or am I getting myself all mixed up? Where is Pam? I don't know. Pam must have something going on. Chrissy Clark, I am working on a wheelchair blanket. I'm putting a border on it this morning. I am specifically doing the crab stitch. I'm putting this little row of color on this. It's a very flat border. It sits nice to your work. Nothing too ruffly or frilly. This is a great stitch to learn if you're going to do dishcloths or um, maybe a coaster. I've seen this used a lot for baby blankets or even like bedspreads. It's a very, very easy stitch to do, and it just gives it a nice finished edge. So let's see. Playoffs. Yes, playoffs. Hey, Karen is in the house. Final four is college basketball. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm into crochet. I'm not too big into the sports. I know we've got some sports fans here, but I didn't know why else they would have basketball. Guys, if you're looking for hook minders, you guys see me use these on my project a lot. This is one that I made. But what this does, I have a little lobster clasp. Okay. I clip this on my work. This one has a little peace sign, but do you see how it's got the little eye on there? This tells me if I put down my work and pick it back up, I'm using a size I9 hook. And I don't sell these. I made these for myself, but our friend Karen, who is pinned here on TikTok, if you need hook minders, hook minder like hook reminder, right? That's what it's what I think of it as. It just helps me because I have so many works in progress. As soon as I start something, I clip one of those little guys on there, okay, and it helps me to keep organized. But our friend Karen is pinned there in the comments. Also, her I put on the link tree the link to her Etsy store. Okay, that is where you need to reach out to our friend Karen if you are interested in getting some hook minders. I know I get asked a lot. So that is the gal to do it. Karen, good morning. Thank you for being here. Um, and she makes fabulous ones. She can do custom ones also. For me, I just got some little charms and threw some letters on it and called it good. I'm not too fancy that way. Let's see. Debbie got the number 3 gifter bag. Debbie, thank you. Debbie said, big time hockey and WNBA fan here, and auto racing and football. All right. I'm a Packers fan, but I will tell you, uh, of late, I've not been very good about watching football at all. I really have not. So, please, friends, only message Karen on her Etsy, okay? Otherwise, it gets too full. So, message her on her Etsy. Does it look different to yarn under versus yarn over? I don't know, Kimberly. Let's try. Here we go. We'll try it. So, yarn, right now, I am doing, how am I doing it? I'm doing a twist like this. I don't even know what that is. It's a yarn over under that I'm doing. That's how I'm doing it. Let's try to do a yarn under would be if I grab it like this and pull it up. Let's do a few of those and see. I'm putting like an extra fancy twist on it, I guess. No, I guess I'm doing a yarn under, I guess. I always do yarn unders. I'm always a yarn under kind of gal, you know? So Debbie said, I'm originally from Wisconsin, so Packers it is. So I grew up in Arizona, Debbie, and now I live in Alabama. We moved here about 4 years ago, over 4 years now. But the reason why I am a Packers fan is my dad was born and raised in Green Bay. And when you're born and raised in Green Bay, you better be a Packers fan. You know what I mean? And so that is why I'm a Packers fan, is because of my dad. That's just the way it is. Izzy, I am crocheting backwards. Crazy, right? So normally when I crochet, I'm right-handed. I'm using a size I9 hook this morning. Normally I crochet here from right to left in this direction. Today I am doing a crab stitch or a reverse single crochet. So I'm actually crocheting from left to right. The way I do this is I pull the stitch back, I go under both loops. I'm putting an edge on this blanket is what I'm doing. I'm doing a yarn under, okay? And I'm pulling up so that we have two loops, and then I yarn over and pull through both. If I did a yarn over, how do I do a yarn over? I don't even know how to do a yarn over. Is that a yarn over? No, that's still a yarn under. This is a yarn over. Okay, I got it. Right? Is that right? Yeah, I don't think that's getting it for me. It kind of looked the same. I don't know. All I do is I pull it forward, I grab up a loop and pull it through. Now I have two, and then I yarn over and pull through both. So that is what I'm doing. I think I'm doing a yarn under. Yarn under. I always crochet with a yarn under. Okay. So again, this is how I do it. I put my yarn under. If you want to do a yarn over, you go like that, which is completely foreign to me because I always do yarn under. When I was learning to crochet, there was no YouTube, there was no internet. You just kind of did it. And I learned from my mom and my grandma. We never had discussions about yarn over or yarn under. It's a thing of today. And call the crochet police. I do a yarn under on all of my stuff. You guys will see that. A lot of people don't even catch it, but those of you that have been crocheting a long time, it's pretty obvious that I'm putting my yarn under the hook. So, friends, what we're talking about here is when you go through, you're supposed to yarn over. Okay, I think is official. I would make the argument there are no rules in crochet. But basically, you're putting this is a yarn over. See how the yarn is coming over the top of my hook? That is a yarn over. I am doing a yarn under. I grab it like this, and technically, if I pull this up, you can see it's hard for me to do, but the yarn is coming underneath my hook. Again, as long as you're consistent, I don't think that it matters. Anyhow, rule breaker, rebel crocheter, right here. Yes, breaking all the rules. Call the crochet police. I'm a yarn under gal. Um, Yes, I yarn under. So just like there's many ways to hold your hook. Yes, Debbie, we could get into huge debates about this. Jessica said, I think yarn under gives a tighter stitch. I've heard that as well. Um, so, anyhow, I do it the same way over and over again. So that's why I think it doesn't matter. So the stitch that I'm doing, yes, I'm crocheting backwards. Okay. Normally I crochet, I'm right handed. I crochet from right to left in this direction. Today I'm doing it different. I'm doing the crab stitch and I'm actually crocheting from left to right. Okay. I pull my yarn forward. I have a loop on my hook, slide it underneath the two posts. Then I'm grabbing up a loop and pulling it through. So I have two and I yarn over and pull through two. This is called the crab stitch or also the reverse single crochet. And all I'm doing is putting a little edge on this blanket. I'm putting a little finishing border. Sounds like my sister-in-law is up. If you hear the dog whining and getting excited, his chew toy has woken up. My sister-in-law is here visiting from Pensacola. So anyhow, this is why I do it backwards. It's called the reverse single crochet. So does that help answer that question? Haley Animal, good morning. Thank you so much for the gifts this morning. Just a Gen X girl with the red hot chili peppers. Thank you, thank you. So again, I pull this kind of backwards, again, working from left to right, slide my hook under both loops, grab up a loop, pull it up. Now I have two, yarn over, pull through two. Again, pulling backwards under both loops, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through both. So really, really um, easy stitch. It just takes some practice. For some people, it's hard to work backwards in this direction, but you will get the hang of it, I promise. And there's lots of good tutorials out there where you can watch people making this stitch if this is something new. I've been working on this for a couple hours here this morning. Let's see. You just want to confuse us. I'm sorry, Cynthia. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm really not. I've been crocheting for 40 years and it's one of those things doing the yarn under. I've just done it my whole life and I am pretty set in my ways. I don't know that I will ever change and do a yarn over. So you'll just have to know if you watch me that I'm breaking the rules and doing the yarn under. But when you do your stitches, it shouldn't affect it. You just do them how you do them, and I'll do them how I do it, and it should be totally fine. Okay. You won't even have to think about it, just like I don't. It just goes. It just flows. So anyhow, Grammy Juju, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by this morning. I hope you have a fabulous week ahead. Friends, if you are just joining on, the schedule for this week, tomorrow I am starting a modern granny wheelchair size blanket. It will be a rectangle from the beginning. Okay, brand new blanket starting tomorrow. This pattern that I'm working on today is the modern granny as well. Okay, so that is what is on deck for tomorrow. Brand new blanket. For Thursday, I'm going to start a brand new star blanket. The pattern that I'm doing is, I believe, by Bella Coca. I have to look. I started out doing Creative Grandmas and she got me all confused. And so I frogged it all. And I think I frogged that star like 3 times with Creative Grandma's pattern. And finally, on the third time, I said, I'm not doing this pattern. So, anyhow, for tomorrow, brand new blanket. For Thursday, starting a brand new blanket. Star is on Thursday. So that's what's on deck. Another important aspect this week to keep in mind if you are a subscriber to my channel on TikTok, the subscriber giveaway is on Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Time. You do not have to be present to win if you are a subscriber. I will reach out to you if you are the winner. And this month is a 25 gift card to Amazon. Okay. And so we'll do that giveaway just as a way to say thank you to all the subscribers to my TikTok here. I appreciate everything you do for me. Excuse me. So that is what we've got on deck for this week. It's going to be um, a very busy week. So let's see. Phoebe said, I love the discussion. Plus, it shows you can crochet the way that works best for you. Absolutely. As a crocheter, there's so many different things you have to decide. And you have to practice and experiment with what works best for you. So even if we start with the yarn that I'm using, you might hate this yarn. This is Red Heart Super Saver. As a crocheter, you might say, I'm never using Red Heart Super Saver. Okay, I like Red Heart Super Saver. Does that make me using Red Heart wrong? No, absolutely not. You have to choose what yarn you like. If you are using a hook, I like inline hooks. A lot of people hate inline hooks and they prefer a tapered hook. This is a tapered hook. This is a boy, right? So, another big decision for crochet, what hook do I like? What do I prefer? Again, I can't make this decision for you. You have to decide which hook you prefer. Um, some people like ergonomic hooks, right? And they've got fancy grippies and all this. For me personally, I use my medical tape. This is called Coban. And again, when it gets grungy, I pull it off like this and throw it away. And then I get my fancy, 50-cent roll of medical Coban, like when you go and give blood, and I make my own little grippy. So again, you might not like to make your own grippy, but this is what I like to do. So in crochet, there's so many different things to choose, and it just takes practice and figuring out what you like. And I don't come on here and profess to be an expert by any means. I'm a hobby crocheter, just like probably most of you guys are. I'm sure we do have some professional crocheters that watch me as well. But for me, I work full time and I crochet and donate blankets to charity and just kind of do my thing. There's my ergonomic hook, right? Somebody else might do this and be like, I don't like that at all. So again, everybody has to decide all of the different things that go with crochet um, that really makes you the crochet artist. Kitty, I am crocheting backwards. This morning I am working on what is called the crab stitch. Normally I'm right-handed. I crochet from right to left. Today I am crocheting from left to right. Very, very different. I have a loop on my hook. I pull it back. I go under both loops, grab up a loop. So now I have two, and yarn over and pull through two. This is also called the reverse single crochet. And I'm working in the opposite direction. But what it does is it puts this nice little flat border edge on this. I'm finishing a blanket this morning. We're almost done. We're almost done with the blanket. I've crocheted this morning on the live. I literally have this much more to go. And I want to finish it before I get off the live. So yeah, I'm just adding this crab stitch to it and doing that. Kimberly, if we want to share our makes, where do we post pictures? So there is a link on my link tree to my Discord. Our Discord is like our crochet chat server. You're welcome to join the Discord and um, post your work. There's work in progress. You can ask questions. At last, I think we had upwards of like almost 190 people on the crochet Discord. So feel free to join that. Now, when you click on the link, if it gives you an error, make sure and click on the three dots and say open an external browser. Okay. Open an external browser. Brian said, I'm sorry to interrupt. What are you doing right now? Right-handed continental in reverse. I'm doing right-handed crab stitch. Right-handed crab stitch. It's also called the reverse single crochet. I pull my work on my loop back. I put my hook under the two loops. I grab up a loop. Oh, I can't do it slow motion sometimes. Grab up a loop. Now we have two, and yarn over and pull through both. And I'm working from left to right. Okay, so I'm working the opposite direction of what I normally work on. Good morning, sister. The queen has arisen. Our little princess is awake. So anyhow, this is called the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. My sister is here visiting from Florida. That's who I was talking to. Normally, I'm here by myself with the dogs. So feel free to join the Discord if you would like. This looks normal to me, is all I meant. Maybe that's why following patterns isn't my strength. Brittany Ann, I'm not a big pattern follower either. I do, but I break a lot of rules and I change patterns up all the time. So, anyhow, continental is a knitting term. Oh, I never would have even known that. I am crocheting this morning. Let's see. I love inline hooks because of the point at the top. Yeah, it's more pointed here. Hannah, I like that too. Let's see. Are you guys coloring today? Are you guys coloring today? I like to do coloring. Hey, Lulu, good morning. Sorry, friends, let me catch up on the comments here. Good morning. That reverse wrap stopped me here following. Oh, Carrie, I'm so glad to hear it. So glad to hear it. Yeah, it's we have a fabulous group here. If you are new to my channel, my name is April, and I'm very, very glad to have all the new friends this morning. But we are talking about the crab stitch this morning. It's a nice little simple border. I have a wheelchair sized blanket in my lap, and we've just been adding this border to it. But this is called the crab stitch. It's also called the reverse single crochet. Okay, so I pull my loop back and I go under both loops, grab up a loop, pull up a loop. Now we have two, yarn over, pull through two. So I'm working from left to right. I have this much more to go before we finish. So I'll be able to show this a few more times if you are just hopping on. Uh, Callie, good morning. How are you, friend? Welcome, welcome. Yes, Arlene, I'm almost around the whole blanket. We're getting close. We're going to finish this here in a few minutes. So I love when I finish a blanket because I means I get to do something new. I get to start a new blanket tomorrow. I'm excited. Phoebe said, I love this as a border. I've got a pretty busy blanket. I've been struggling with how to finish it. This is a very simple but elegant border. The other thing, Phoebe, you don't have to do a contrasting color, okay? So you could totally use the same color. This colorway is Red Heart Super Saver Aran. The blue and tan I'm using is Red Heart Super Saver Mirage. But depending on how complex your center of your blanket is, this is a nice finishing edge that does not detract from the center of the blanket. It lets the blanket be the star of the show. And that's why I think a lot of people definitely enjoy using this stitch as a edging for the blanket. But this is called the crab stitch. Very, very nice, simple border. Lulu said, I love the color and yarn combo. Yes, this blue, I don't know if I said, this is Red Heart Super Saver as well, the blue and tan. This is the colorway Mirage. Kyla, Kayla, Kayla, I think, said, looks incredible. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's see. Are you guys grounding yourselves today? Pretend Mondays are hard. I know they are. I know they are. Look, this much left. Almost there. So let's talk through these stitches as I'm finishing up, just as new people are coming on. Pull my loop back. I'm working backwards. Under both loops, grab up a loop. Now I have two. Yarn over, pull through both. Again, pulling my loop back. Under both loops, grab up a loop. Again, now we have two. Yarn over, pull through both. Under both loops, grab up a loop, back to two, yarn over, pull through both. Repeating that all the way to the edge. Now in the corners, I'm actually going to do, this is where I first started, where I joined on. I'm going to do 3 crab stitches here in the corner. So again, pull the loop back, slide under those 2 bars, grab up a loop. Now we have 2 and yarn over, pull through 2. This is called the reverse single crochet or the crab stitch. It has 2 different names, okay? But it's a very easy stitch to do. It just kind of takes some practice, and it's a great edging for the blanket. My yarn is grabbing onto me here. Very nice, and it's sophisticated yet simple. That's how I think of it. I think of it as sophisticated. So again, into the space now, grab up the loop. There's one in the space. Now I need another right down under that chain. Grab up. Now we have 2 loops. Okay, again, yarn over. One more time into that space. There is number 3. Now I need to join with I'm probably going to join with a seamless join here. I think that would be a little nicer. So I'm going to snip off. I'm going to pull this loop out. Okay. This is where I first started. I'm going to weave in these tails and I'm going to weave in this edge. Okay. So let's weave in the one that I started with first. I have my darning needle. We're going to put a nice finished edge on this, and this blanket is done, friends. How about that? Thanks for hanging out with me this morning while I checked another work in progress off the list. I'm always excited to finish a blanket. Now, when you're weaving in your tails, very important that you weave in back and forth 3 times. Okay, you want this tail to be very, very secure in here. Now, this was knotted when I first started. The other thing is I am trying to split the fibers. So what I mean by that, if we look at this strand of yarn, this is a 4-ply yarn. This is a 4 medium weight worsted yarn. If we spread this apart, can you see how it has 4 strands that make up this yarn? Instead of going under all those strands, what I am trying to do with these stitches right here is I'm trying to split the fibers. Okay, so I'm trying to go in between and split those as I'm weaving this in. So I pick up a couple stitches here. That helps secure it on this side. Okay, then what I do is I go back through this way. As I'm going through, I'm trying to split these apart and weave the strand in between those pieces of yarn. Okay, and that just makes it more secure. As you're splitting those fibers. I'll tell you, sometimes I try to get these out, and it's all I can do to get them out if I have to frog after I've woven in my ends. So after I've gone back and forth 3 times, I snip this off. Show of hands, how many people learned a new stitch today? Lefty in the house. Lefty said, I always love your lives. Lefty, thank you so much for the support and being here. I appreciate you. Debbie said, I learned so much this morning. Thank you. Thank you to all the new followers this morning. It is 9:13. Normally I hop off at 9:30. My sister is here. And so I'm going to hop off once I get this tail woven in. But as a reminder, tomorrow we're starting a new blanket. So feel free to pop by if you want to see the new blanket. So I'm going to weave in this tail here and see if I can kind of get this secured a little bit. I don't like how this is popping off here. See how that's kind of bowing out? I'm going to try to tuck that back in. Just a smidge. Valdoc said, I can't wait to try this new stitch. Nice, nice. I love it. Okay, so there's our little corner. I'm going to repeat the same thing with this tail, okay? I'm going to wiggle him down through this stitch to my corner. Now you could weave in the corner itself here, up here around this, but what I find is that makes it a little bulky. So I prefer to come down here and hide it just a little bit better. But I'm going to go in between these stitches of my granny cluster. Again, back and forth 3 times. I'm trying to split these fibers apart and get this really nice and secure. I hope everybody had a fabulous Memorial Day weekend. And I hope everybody is off to a great week. Thank you so much for being on the live this morning. I am going to show the whole blanket as much as I can fit in screen. Gloria, it's definitely a larger blanket. It's 35 by 45. But let me see if I can get this spread out a little bit. I am all the way zoomed out with my camera, so you're probably not going to be able to see the whole thing, but I'll try to give you a better idea of it here. So this is the whole blanket here. And this is the border that we just finished. So you can see the edge on it. Okay, really, really pretty. So, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you guys. Um, Leah, have a great day. Yard care, folks. All right. I'll probably, if you're going to go, Leah, are you going live later? If you haven't left already? So really, really pretty blanket. I think it's great for either a men. It's kind of like a universal. You can have it around your living room for like your couch blanket. Nice neutral colors, right? So definitely a fun color blanket to do. So anyhow, guys, I'll be making a brand new one of these tomorrow. I hope to see you. I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.